Sometimes, Percy takes stone cars to the harbor. One day, Henry wanted to rest, but Percy was talking to some engines. He was telling them about the time he had braved bad weather to help Thomas. It was raining hard. Water swirled under my boiler. I cannot see where I was going, but I struggled on. "Oh, Percy, you are brave." "Well, it wasn't anything really. Water's nothing to an engine with determination." "Tell us more, Percy." "What are you engines doing here?" said Henry. "This shed is for Sir Topham Hatt's engines. Get out of here." "Silly things," Henry snorted. Percy was upset because Henry made the other engines go away. "They're not silly." Percy had been enjoying himself. "They are silly, and so are you. Water's nothing to an engine with determination, huh?" "Anyway," said cheeky Percy, "I'm not afraid of water. I like it." And he ran off to the harbor singing. Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. Silly old Henry. "No one understands if I wouldn't forget the time the rain nearly spoilt my paint," huffed Henry. Thomas was looking at the board at the key. It said, "Danger! We mustn't go past it," said Thomas. "That's orders." "Why?" "Danger means falling down something," said Thomas. "I went past danger once and fell down a mine." "I cannot see the mine," said Percy. He didn't know that the foundations of the quay had sunk. The rails sloped downward to the sea. "Stupid board," said Percy. Percy had made a plan. "One day," he whispered to the freight cars, "will you give me a bump when we get to the quay?" The freight cars had never asked to bump an engine before. "Driver doesn't know my plan," said Percy. On, giggled the freight cars, biffing into each other. "I'll pretend to stop at the station," laughed Percy. "Then they'll push me past the board. Now I can stop. Every engine knows that you cannot trust freight cars." Go on," said the freight cars, bumping into each other. Percy slid into the siding. He was frightened. "That's enough," he yelled. Percy had an awful sinking feeling. His freight cars were sunk, and the fish were playing hide and seek underneath Percy's wheels. Percy knew that voice. "Please, sir, get me out, sir. I'm really sorry, sir." "No, Percy, we cannot do that until high tide. I hope this will teach you to take care of yourself." "Yes, sir," said Percy sadly. It was dark when they brought floating cranes to rescue Percy. Percy felt too cold and stiff to move by himself. So Percy was carefully lowered onto the flatbed. Percy felt very ashamed of himself. The next day, Henry arrived to take Percy to the works. Well, said Henry. "Did you like the water?" "No, I am surprised." Perhaps you'd like it better next time. Water's nothing to an engine with determination. Percy was determined there won't be a next time.